Hi there, my name's John Stevenson and I'm the Guaranteed Retirement Guy, and I'm going to show you how to use a retirement spending calculator and what that's going to look like. And you can kind of play with this as well, but then I'm going to compare it to annuity contracts and what you can do to help your retirement in that way as well. All right. So I'm going to share my screen here. This is, if you notice, I'm pulling this from bankrate.com. Okay. So you can pull this up yourself and do these numbers, but I just kind of wanted to go through this with you so that you can kind of see, all right, well, what do I need to, do I have enough, right, to retire? So I'm going to throw in an age. Let's say you're 55. Okay. Let's say you want to retire at age 67. I mean, you might want to retire sooner than that, but maybe 67 is the right age because you're looking to get the most out of your, you want your full Social Security benefit, but you don't want to wait till 70. You can get more, but you're hoping you don't have to wait that long. Okay. Okay. And we'll say your household income, let's say it's $80,000. Okay. And we'll keep that the same. You're putting 8% in a year for retirement savings. This is including any match. Okay, so if you have a match and you're putting 8% and you're going to match on top of that, and then obviously you'd adjust that, okay? We'll say your current retirement savings is, let's just say 500,000, okay? 500,000, and then you expect your income to go up 2%. Income required at retirement, you like to have at least 100%. Some people say, oh, I need less, but I don't find that to be the case very often because people want to retire and they get older and they have health concerns. There's just a lot of reasons that usually doesn't work. All right, so years of retirement income. Well, if I retire at 67 and I take 35 years, I mean, that's going to put me over 100 years old. But let's look at this. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so it says here, investment returns 7% pre-retirement, 4% in retirement. So that's assuming that you're keeping everything in risk. So I don't recommend this plan, okay? But a lot of advisors will, okay? And they're showing you, hey, you're going to get an average return of 7% before. You're going to have 4% in retirement because we're going to diversify you in bond funds, things like that. And then we're planning on 2.9% inflation. Sure. All right. So let me go in here. Let me just see if I can add Social Security. Yes, you can. Good. All right. I'm going to check married too. All right. Okay. So when I look at that, I say, okay, how long is my money going to last? Well, assuming that my total expenses stay where they are, you can kind of see them going up over time, which is fine. Then you'll notice here, retirement savings, when I start, it needs to be around 1.162, but it'll only last me until I'm 90. So that's not great. What if you live longer than that? Okay, that's the problem is, what if you need long-term care? You see the issue we run into here is people are sitting here and they're like, oh, that's only if I get 7%. And I have to get 7% on average every single year until I hit 67. Okay, so again, we're looking at this age 55. That means you better get 7% every single year. Okay, but what if you have a couple years where the market goes down? Okay, well, now your averages go down. So if we look at that and we say, all right, well, if the averages go down, what if I don't average 7? What if it's 6? Okay, well, that's going to change things, right? I mean, you can look at this. Now you're only got $1 million. Okay, so that's the problem is you never know what it's going to be. And you look at this and rate of return during retirement. Okay, you can have some years where the market's not so great. I mean, what if you retire right after the .com bust? Okay, or after the housing crash? Now all of a sudden you're not getting those returns for several years, but you're still drawing out of your account, which is causing problems. So now that average, let's say the average is 2.5%. Okay, so if you look at that, so you see at that point, savings for retirement, 66. Let's see here. Retirement savings run out at age 85. Ooh, that's early. That is early. And you might think, oh, that's about when I'm going to die. Well, guess what? If you're married and you're in your 60s, statistics show that you're going to be probably living into your mid-90s. We've got about 90,000 people right now who are at 100 years old and older. That's slated to grow to over 600,000 people. That's at 100 years old and older. Think about the people below that reach 97, 98, 99. Millions. Okay? You could be one of those people. That's a big problem if the retirement savings run out at age 85. Okay, so anyways, play with this. There's just a lot to consider. What I want you to remember, at least from this video, what I want you to consider is everything you're looking at here is hypothetical. Okay, it's all based off of assumptions. Okay, it's based off of if my savings do this, if my investments do this, then I'll have this. But that's as long as they continue to earn this after my retirement. Okay, and usually when we make plans, things don't always go. In fact, they rarely go as planned. So, and we've seen that in a lot of sad stories with people in retirement that have to come out of retirement and they have to start working again because they ran out of money. Or they have to delay their retirement even longer because the market took a 30% dump right before they turned age 67. And now all of a sudden that $1 million they were counting on is now worth $650. That's the problem. Okay. And now to even get back up, they got to earn a lot more than the 30% drop, right? Because now you got to have a much higher return off of 650 to get up to $1 million, much more than 30%. See what I mean? That's when you start running into problems. And so you might be asking, well, John, how do we fix this? Okay, we've got 500 grand. We really want to have some guarantees. Okay, our Social Security is going to give us $30,000 a year. Okay, and maybe we got a pension that's giving us 15. So we're at $45,000 a year. Well, we need a lot more than that. We got 500 grand. What can we do? Well, you can buy an annuity. Annuity contract's guaranteed, absolute. So let me just show you. We'll just go over it. All right. So if I go in here, look at the income rider. Income riders pay the most. Okay, they pay more than SPIAs and DIAs, more than QLACs. They pay the most. Okay, so if you're looking for the highest income, this is where you go. All right. So it's a fixed index annuity with the income rider attached. Okay. So I'm going to go in here and say, well, I'm 55. And I don't want to put all of my money in, okay? I want some of it exposed to the market risk. I want some growth, right? I'm going to keep on putting money into it, right? Great, okay? So $300,000, and I'm not going to retire until I'm 67. So same number is not changing anything. And then I'm going to add a joint because your income is going to be higher as a single payout. So, and you got some higher payouts here in the beginning, but they go down. So we want to go into guaranteed mode. Okay. As a guaranteed retirement guy, I look at guarantees. I want the highest guarantees no matter what the indexes do. All right. So there we go. $48,000 joint income the rest of your life. And that's offered by American Equity. Okay. They got Midland and Corbridge and North American and a host of others. Okay. So if we go up here and say, all right, well, we know contractually we will get $48,000 no matter what. Okay. That's contractually. Well, looks like we hit our goal. Right? We've got our Social Security, we've got our small little pension, and then we've got this. That brought us up to what? Over 90,000? Yeah, it's really good. But what if we didn't have a pension? Well, now we're at 75,000 a year. Okay. So what do you do then? Okay. Well, we've got 48,000. We only got our Social Security of 30 grand. So, it's 78,000. Okay. So that's where we're at, but we want more money. So how do we do that? Well, you're still working, right? You put $300,000 into an annuity. You've got the contract of income. It's guaranteed for the rest of your life. And I'll go in here. I'll show you. If you look at the illustration here, let me just show you the values here. If we look at values, you can see $48,000 a year for the rest of your life. And if you live to 95, you've taken out $1.4 million of income from 300 grand. You spent $300,000 to buy a $1.4 million pension. And that's if you live to 95. What if you live to 100? Then you're getting more because it's guaranteed. It's contractual. Okay. That's what you're buying it for. You're buying it for the contract. Okay. So let's go back to the calculator. So we'll look at this and say, all right, well, we bought an annuity because we want to make sure that we locked in $48,000 of income. Okay. Guaranteed for both of us, no matter what. Okay. And I'll just go back here real quick. And you'll notice that account balance, it runs out by the time you're like 73. Okay. So this is an income product. It's not meant to stick around forever. You're buying a pension. That's what you're doing. So if you want to have something where the balance stays there or at least goes down slower, then there's other products for that, but they're not great for income. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. So let's go back to the calculator. We'll say, all right, well, let's just assume that we spent 300 grand. Okay. We spent 300 grand. So we only got 200,000 left. Okay. But again, now we're going to be more riskier with our investments because we can, right? Now we got our guarantee set up. That's the nice thing about annuities. They allow you to be risky. You don't have to sit there and diversify out of growth. Now you can hit it hard. So I can say, you know what? Stock market's averaged 8% over the last 100 years. I'm going to put it in stocks. I want to put it in the S&P 500. And then I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to keep it there after I retire because I don't need it, right? You see where I'm going with this? So we'll keep the inflation the same, everything the same. Okay. Now if we look at this, I'll just calculate it here. It grows to what? $582,000. So let me bring in another calculator here. All right. So we'll say starting amount, 200,000. Let's say here, let's 12 years. Okay. 8%. And then let's say you're making $80,000 a year, right? Times 0.08. You're putting $6,400 in a year. Okay. There we go. All right. So this is the real numbers. If it averages 8% over the next 12 years, you're going to have $625,000 sitting in that account. Now, what if you decide to shave off another $200,000 or $300,000 off of that and you buy another annuity? Now, you see what I'm saying? You've got the $48,000, you've got your Social Security, and then you buy another annuity. You might slap on another $30,000 or $40,000. Okay. Then you put that on there. And now you got more income. Okay. But you can also buy another annuity and let that sit for 10, 15 years to add additional income later on. See, that's what's nice about that. So let's say you buy a couple more annuities and you're really shoring up your income. So now you're back down to $200,000. And you can see, but now at that point you're retired. So you're not putting any money in. This makes me put in $1. Well, let me see if I can do zero. All right. So after another 12 years, you left it in the market. It's worth another $500,000. See what I mean? Now at that point, you're 79. Okay. So what if you left it in for 20 years? $932,000. So you're 87 at that point. You got $932,000 because remember, you got all your contracts set up, all your annuity contracts set up. And so because of that, you've got peace of mind, you've got the income that you need, and it never runs out because it's contractual for the rest of your life. And then you've allowed your smaller amount of investments to sit there and cook in high risk. You just put in the stock market, put in the S&P, put in the NASDAQ, put in whatever you want. That's the nice thing is you're able to allow yourself to have the growth that you wanted, be as risky as you want it to be, as comfortable. I don't know your risk tolerance, but whatever your risk tolerance is, it at least allows you to do it without having to worry about it because you got your annuity contracts over here providing the guarantees that you need. And in my opinion, they make you better investors because your emotions are out of it. If the market takes a dive 30%, you're like, who cares? I've got my income, right? It's going to go up in another few years. I'm fine with that because my income's still coming in and it's not hurting my lifestyle at all. You see why this is so important? So I wanted to make this video because yes, it's good to look at these retirement calculators. Okay. It's good to kind of go through them and say, all right, well, at this rate of growth, this is exactly how much I'm going to have. And then hopefully I die by this age because I'm going to run out, right? No, come on. None of us want to be thinking like that. And so a lot of times when people will input their information into these retirement calculators, they get frustrated because they're like, I'm putting as much money as I can in this. And even with everything that I'm doing, it's still not enough. And so what they do is they start to fudge the numbers and they're like, all right, well, what if I get like 10%? And then what if I keep things more riskier after that? The problem is you're never going to do that. You're not going to get those returns and you're not going to get those returns after retirement because you'll take it out. You're going to be more nervous. I meet with people all the time and I'm telling you, when they're older, they are not as comfortable having all of their money at risk. And so what happens is they have a lower payout for life, they have lower income, and they're always skimping by because they didn't set themselves up right in the beginning. Okay. And so in my opinion, that's an annuity contract. If you want to book a call, there's a link below this video. It goes directly to my calendar and I'll answer all your questions. I won't try to sell you anything, but I will help you if you're looking to buy an annuity. I'd love to help you. So anyways, I hope this has been valuable. Okay. I create these videos to provide as much value as I possibly can without you having to get on a call with me and feeling like you got to talk to someone to get your answers, right? A lot of people, they just get frustrated because they're like, I really, really don't want to meet with them because I know they're going to try to sell me something and I don't want to feel pressured. I'm not going to pressure you. Obviously, I'd love to sell you an annuity. That's how I make my money. But at the same time, these videos are here to help. And if you're really feeling, hey, you know what, I think I might want to buy an annuity and I think I just need some more help looking at this, book a call, okay? If you don't buy an annuity, it's fine. And a lot of people book calls with me and they're just not ready to buy an annuity. That's fine too, okay? So don't be shy. You can book a call. So anyways, hope that helps. Hope you like, subscribe, share the video. If you got questions, comment below. I'll answer them. And I look forward to meeting you. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.